Hello, my name is Joelle and I am a homeschool mom to a kindergartner and a 10-month-old. And today I want to talk to you about morning basket and Bible and enrichment, whatever you want to call it. So welcome to my channel, Made for This. Alright, so like I mentioned, we're going to be talking about Bible, enrichment, morning basket, that type of thing. I grew up in public school, and so having faith built into your school day is something new to me, and at first the idea kind of confused me, but now I realize that homeschooling is just all about being intentional, and what better use of your time than to disciple our kids even during that school day. And so let's jump right in. The first thing I want to show you is our calendar. Oh my gosh, can you guys stop? Get out of here, go. Okay, the first thing I want to show you is our morning calendar. Now, I love all things made of wood, and so this is something I found on Etsy. They did have a bigger version that had like the weather and your mood and maybe like a holiday or something like that. But I chose the smaller version because I mostly just wanted day of the week, the day of the month, and the month of the year. And then I also loved how this one had these big seasons. So as you can see, we're still in summer. And I wanted to show you the other seasons because they're so pretty. So here's spring. Then we have autumn and winter. And I just thought they did a great job with the artwork on these. As I was researching what to do for our Bible curriculum, I came across some really good suggestions on YouTube. One of the suggestions was, I think it's called Our Family 24 Ways, and another one was called More Than Words, and both of them had really high reviews, and I was interested in that. But then I started thinking, my kindergartner is at a level that I just really wanted him to grasp the basics before we move on to more of a Bible study format that's just different. So the Jesus Storybook Bible is the direction we went. Now, he has had this since he's been born, and we've read through it once or twice, but I just feel like we didn't do it enough. We weren't doing Bible study like every night before bed, and so he doesn't like know these stories. And if you're not familiar with the Jesus Storybook Bible, the author, Sally Lloyd Jones, has the conviction that the whole Bible tells the story of Jesus, and all the stories in the Old Testament have just like these pictures that point to him. And she makes that very clear in this Bible. And I've even heard of people without kids going through this as almost like a devotional, because it is just, it's beautiful, the connections that she makes. And so I really wanted him to have that firm foundation with this. I discovered that she recently has this devotional. This is called Thoughts to Make Your Heart Sing, and it's a devotional written with that same conviction in her same style, but just there's 101 shorter things. And so we kind of alternate. We do like a story, and then we do a couple devotionals, and then a story, and then one devotional, and just kind of piggyback off of each other like that. I also picked up this Jesus Storybook Bible coloring book. And I did that because I had heard recommendations that in order to keep your kiddo focused, having their hands busy would help their ears to kind of stay in tune. So I bought this, not really caring how much he colored or how well he colored, but just to keep him busy and kind of focused on the material as we read through the other things. And so here it is. The reviews did complain that there isn't a coloring page per Bible story. There's sometimes a couple pages for certain Bible stories, and some Bible stories have no pages at all. So I thought I would just mention that in case that would bother anybody. But it says it has 60 pages, and as we mentioned, there's 44 lessons. So it's interesting how it was divided up. I think they probably just chose the best pictures to illustrate, and I didn't really mind if he's kind of coloring on, a story we heard a couple days ago or something like that. It doesn't matter to me. It was just kind of a fun extra to pick up. All right, the next thing I wanted to talk to you about is the company, the Daily Grace Company. I was introduced to this company from another YouTube channel, and I picked up with some of their products. They have great sales going on. It seems like all the time. The last few months I've been following them. They always have some sale, and I picked up this Daily Truth for Kids. Now, this company really focuses on the gospel and just lets the Bible speak for itself. This book is great because it has 20 topics, and I'm just going to read them out for you. They have anger, sharing, jealousy, ungratefulness, disobedience, fighting, unkindness, fear, left out, worry, sadness, confused, unfair, prayer, forgiveness, patience, courage, serving, self-control, and the gospel. And then each of those topics gets their own page. And so what we've been doing is we just read through this tidbit they have about anger. Every day we read through it, and then we go through 2 of the Bible verses that it lists, and then that makes it last about a week per topic. And I just found that focusing on those topics has been very beneficial to kind of go back and focus and just read what the Bible has to say about certain things, because as a kindergartner, he hasn't been exposed to that much of the Bible, and so I found that it's actually been really helpful. And then along with that, I also bought something else from the Daily Grace Company. I bought these 31 days of prayer for kids, and it's just a really great way to teach your kids to pray, but not just about like me or just our family or just certain things. I feel like we can kind of get into these ruts, but this teaches them to kind of pray for things they might not have thought about before. So it's great. This first one says our family, and then each one has a Bible verse at the top, and then like prayer prompts about each topic. So my family, parents, our neighbors, our friends, our leaders, the local church, the global church, unreached people groups, missionaries, gratitude, contentment, people on the fringes, children in need, confession, persecuted Christians, the Great Commission, worship, personal growth in godliness, our work, eternal perspective, personal character, healing, personal struggles, hospitality, obedience, patience and trust, our words and attitudes, wisdom, the Lord's Prayer, safety, and preach the gospel to yourself. And so I figured as soon as we go through all 31 days, we'll just start again at the beginning. And it is a great way to kind of wrap up our Bible time in the mornings. I also wanted to share with you that I bought this Sing a Song of Seasons. It's 1 poem for every day of the year. It came highly recommended from other YouTube channels. I'm not sure. We've been reading it for about 2 weeks now, and I feel like maybe a third of the poems I can really get behind. The other ones, there's no like questionable moral content or anything like severely wrong with it. It's just I'm not digging the poems all the time, and so maybe it'll change. Maybe I'm just kind of in a weird week because we started in August. Maybe it gets better like in the fall and winter. I'm not sure. I will keep you posted, but I'm not totally convinced about this, and it is kind of an expensive book. I believe it was like $26, and so not totally sure if it's worth the investment, but it might be. I'm undecided. All right, and the last thing that I wanted to talk to you about is habit training. The great thing about this curriculum is that you only have to buy it once, and it's supposed to last the life of your child, of all your children. And so it's called Laying Down the Rails. You can buy it from Simply Charlotte Mason. And this is a book that basically is a collection of Charlotte Mason's quotes on each of the habits. And then this is like workbook type things. There's volume 1 and volume 2. The volumes are just different groupings of habits. So you can work in either book. It doesn't really matter the order. And you can choose whatever habits you would like. All right, so if you're not too familiar with Charlotte Mason's habit training, there are different types of habits. There is the decency and propriety habits that include like cleanliness, kindness, manners, etc. Then there are mental habits like attention, memorization, things like that. There are moral habits like integrity and obedience, and physical habits like health and music and outdoor life. And then there are religious habits like Thanksgiving and thoughts of God and things like that. And so there are quite a few habits. And each of those habits has its own little section in this book here. So this book starts with cleanliness. You fill out this first form on things that you would like to work on with your child. And then there are different lessons that you go through for each one. Now the point of the suggested way to go through these books is to do one habit for 8 weeks and to not do more than 2 lessons a week. So you kind of want to like introduce a habit and just kind of dig into that habit, and then you can move on to another one after a couple of months. So it lasts like over 10 years, and then you can always re-engage on the ones that you had before. And so that is something we would only do once a week at this point, but I wanted to bring it up because I'm excited about that material. So that is all I have for this year. There are a ton of things I have my eye on, but those things will have to wait for another year. These are the things that we are focusing on for my son's kindergarten year, and morning time has been extremely fun. We don't keep it in a basket, but we keep it on a shelf, but it is still our morning basket enrichment Bible study time. I hope this video has been helpful to you and maybe gave you some ideas you didn't have before. I look forward to seeing you in another video.